Alright, today's mission is much simpler. I'm going to take these supers off, find the queen, do mite test, and then bee escapes to get the bees out of the supers, because the supers are coming off today or tomorrow. I think they had a rough August and they just used up all their stores from the summer, because these were heavy and they are not heavy now. Wow. Not want to leave them open very long. This is going to be a quick check and test. Heavy frame of resources. That's all fresh. That's all fresh honey right there. That's a heavy frame. They have plenty of resources. It's all fresh. Probably goldenrod. They're going to be ready for winter, that's for sure. This hive is really bringing it in. Tiny patch of brood. Yeah, these bees do not need their supers. That's all larvae in there. So that is a frame of larvae, that whole thing right there. Okay, this hive is very strong. Plenty of resources, plenty of brood. Looking great. This hive requeened itself in July. It was like a walk away. Took the queen away and they made a new queen. Excellent colony here. Tons of brood. This is like my strongest, this is my strongest colony, I think. Covered in brood. Just look at the pattern. Really great colony. Calm, resourceful, lots of brood. Definitely queen right. My only concern is I'd like to do a mite test. Okay, got her. You are a great queen. I'm just gonna put you in here for just a second. Okay, you stay right there. Shake them over here by the entrance. Sorry, bees. Here she goes. Bee escape goes here. So the bees can go down, but they can't come up. You're done with the supers. Time to go down. All right, that went well. Better than anything that I did yesterday. Okay, this is the oak hive. I see two mites. Two mites in the oak hive. Nice. Birch hive. Will this go as smoothly as the oak hive? Got some capped honey up here, a little bit. Yeah, that's heavy. Whoa, that is empty. All right, bees, I'm just gonna do a quick queen right check and a mite test. A lot of drones in this hive. A lot of nice brood, capped brood. Getting near the center of the hive now, so usually I see the queen over in this area. Good thing about these hives is I only have to pull 7 frames up to look at what's going on in here. So I can go nice and slow and steady, not removing boxes, not disturbing the brood nest that much. They've definitely been bringing in resources. There's a lot of open nectar. I'm not seeing larvae yet. Okay, there's some larvae on here. Open larvae. There's the queen. I'm gonna grab her. I've learned I'm gonna shake right in front of the entrance, because all the bees that fly up are gonna want to fly right back into the hive. So here we go. Putting everyone back together. Birch hive. 10 mites. Okay, this is a pretty big hive. I think this may have been the hive that was doing a lot of the robbing yesterday. That's pretty heavy. They're definitely getting ready for winter. They're backfilling the brood nest. All right, not seeing brood yet. Like emerging brood, but no eggs or larvae yet. A lot of backfilling, a lot of nectar down here in the brood box. It's kind of exactly what happened the last hive. They were filling the first 4 frames, and then I started seeing eggs. All right, there we go. There's some larvae, capped brood. There's larvae and eggs over here. See all that shiny nectar in there? So yeah, they're getting ready for winter. There she is on the last frame. All right, I'm gonna do a quick test. This hive's going to get really crowded when I put the bee escapes on. All the bees from the supers coming down in, it's going to be pretty packed in here. These are the Saracel bee escapes. They're called the, I think, Great Escape. And they're great. Saracel sent these to me. Very nice of them, and I really enjoy using these. Beach hive. The great thing about this bowl is as you spin it, the mites fly out of these little holes, but the bees stay inside. It's a really nice design, I gotta say. Better than anything homemade. I mean, this was like 15 bucks, and this is 6 years old. So, totally good product. Looks like 11 out of 300. So, everyone's getting treated, obviously. I'm just trying to get a baseline here. All right, back to the pine hive where this started yesterday. I want to see if I can find the queen in here and do a mite test. Okay, there's brood all over this frame. This is all in here is all eggs and larvae. So queen was here very recently, like in the last couple days. Tons of eggs on this frame. So we got syrup all in here, all the way up here on the top, and then this is all eggs down here. This is why I really like these frames, because this is continuous comb. If this was 2 frames, if I had a medium and a deep, there'd be a big gap here, right in the middle, right? So they would fill up the top with syrup, and then there'd be this weird gap, and then, you know, maybe the queen would lay down here, but usually she's laying up high. But because these frames are connected, and this gap is covered here, the bees have filled that with resources to surround where the queen's laying, which is down here in a nice warm part of the colony. We're getting toward the middle of the colony now. So I just really like the continuous comb on these big frames. I never used to see brood down in the lower brood box. When I had 2 brood boxes, like a double deep, the lower brood box was virtually empty. But now the bees are going down and they're using the lower part of the hive. And because it's so insulated, the queen can lay eggs really low in the hive. Okay, another nice big frame of brood here. Bee bread down the bottom. All right, I know there's a queen in here because there's eggs. But I wanted to isolate her so I could do a test. All right, this is a tough queen to find. This is the 2nd day now. It's all bee bread, the whole outside frame. It's a very strong colony. They were queenless for all of July. So they had a good brood break. All right, day 2 in a row. Did not see the queen. But there are eggs all over this hive and lots of brood. And they seem very much fine. I'm not going to do a mite test because I don't want to accidentally test the queen, but I think they're good. They're going to get treated, and it would be nice to have a baseline, you know, measurement, but it's not critical. All right, I'm going to have a quick peek at the NUCS. I've been feeding them for the past week. I'm going to top off their syrup, and just want to take a quick peek inside and see if they ate their pollen patties that I gave them last week. They sucked down the syrup. They really needed the syrup. Yep, look at that. That was a whole pollen patty about a week and a half ago. So they needed that. So definitely queen right. Nice frame of brood there. There's our queen. She was a walkaway queen. This is an Adrian great-great-granddaughter. Well, no. Balboa great-great-granddaughter. An Adrian granddaughter. So I think the pollen really helped them, give them a boost. And the syrup certainly did too, because I see a lot of new drawn comb down there. Oh, and this is all laid with eggs. That's all new eggs. Yes. All that's eggs. All right, they need more syrup, and they're gonna get it right now. Yep, larva. Queen's been busy. All right, they're getting more syrup right now. Go, go bees. Go bees. Back to this again. The original oak queen. And she was a little bit slow, but I started feeding them and she picked up a lot. So hopefully the pace is still up. They had a pollen patty about a week and a half ago too, and theirs is gone. So they're storing a lot of syrup amongst the brood. I might lay off on the syrup on this hive. They got plenty of brood in here, and they got plenty of syrup on that frame. All right, this hive is much bigger than that hive, so I might be laying off the syrup on them because they seem to have been they're storing the syrup right, you know, in the brood nest, because this is all brood nest. Well, actually, they need to draw comb. That's all syrup. So they're honey bound. Yep, that's all syrup. Whoa, they need to draw comb. What is up with that? They're just storing and they're not making any more comb. Oh, this is heavy. All right, they're okay. They're honey bound, so no syrup for them. But they're good. Queen's there. Colony's, you know, good size. There's a lot of foragers out. This hive is, I see them bearding a lot, so I know there's a lot of bees in here. But I'm gonna give them a week off from syrup. So I'm trying a new upper box. I got these insulated boxes here. They're better, what are they called? Better Hive or Bee? I don't know what they're called. Bee Smart, something or other, I don't know. But I'm gonna try putting this on. Doesn't really fit on top of the other. So I like the burlap because it folds around the feeding, you know, stuff. It takes up all that space nicely, and also when it gets wet or moist, it just dries right out again. That's not the main point, but it, you know, it's a little R value in there when you pack it in. It's like a blanket, and then just fills in the gaps. Keep a little heat down in the hive. lid. This was a walk away from the pine hive. So this should be, I mean, this was queen right last time I checked. A lot of resources, bee bread in here. They're not drawing out the frames. Tiny bit of brood. I'd like to see more comb building. They had a solid week of syrup. I gave them about a gallon of syrup. They need to draw some comb. Well, there's brood in here. I'm going to give them a pollen patty and some syrup because they need to draw comb. Hopefully that'll inspire them. There's a nice frame of brood. They have backfilled. This is like a stripy. These bees are super stripy. They've backfilled all the holes with syrup, so maybe they don't need syrup. Maybe they need just pollen. If I had another one of these frames all drawn out, that would be good, but I don't. Ooh, there's our queen. She's dark. Look at her. Dark black. And look at these stripy bees. Okay, no syrup, because there's no room for her to lay, but I'm going to give them pollen. Okay, this is the pine queen from the pine hive. Bit of moisture in here. I think, you know why? It's because there's no insulation on the tops. It's been getting chilly. We've had some nights down in the 40s Fahrenheit, and that's condensation on the upper lid. All right, a lot of larvae. This is all open larvae. Lots of larvae and nectar. Again, a lot of larvae storing nectar. Actually syrup, but good brood. All right, they do not need, I don't think they need syrup. Let me check the next frame. Yeah, they're filling all this up. Okay, a lot of bees flying in here. I'm wondering if they're getting robbed right now. I gotta be quick. Close them right up. Yeah, there's a ton of nectar or syrup in here. So I'm not going to feed them, but I'm going to give them a little pollen, maybe half a pollen. Okay, last hive to check here is the Adrian survivor hive. So this hive made a queen, they superseded. As you can see, there's something laying in here. There she is. See, she's walking around like a virgin though. She's moving too fast. See that queen right there? She's running. That does not look like a regular queen. That looks like a virgin queen to me. Except, look at all that brood. So she's quick. But look at the brood in there. So she's Adrian's granddaughter, Balboa's great-great-granddaughter. She's tearing around. Look at her go. I'm just going to check one frame over here and see how they're doing on food. So they got resources. Plenty of bee bread. There's nectar. I'm not going to feed them right now because I don't want them to get honey bound. I'm going to give them a week. And the other thing is, this is a strong hive, so they're foraging too. So, all right, closing them up. All right, so today was a much better day than yesterday. Yesterday was just crazy. The robbing situation, the aggression. I was fully suited up yesterday with gloves on because the bees were just really coming at me. And today it was much more chill. Still aggressive, you know, but not like insane like yesterday. So I still suited up today. I got by without gloves, but I'm not taking my veil off because every time I take my veil off, they bang me in the head. So yeah, so basically we are queen right and stores look decent in just about every hive. The only thing is we have a mite problem in the maple hive, a 23 count, which is super high. We had a 10 and 11, and then, you know, a couple that were like none or 1 or 2 or 3, so still low in a lot of hives. But either way, like the last week of September, I'm going to start Apivar, so I can have that through October, take it out like first week in November. Supers are coming off. After I, you know, the bees get through the escapes, I'm going to take those supers off and just see what we have for honey. But it's lighter than I thought because they ate a lot of it this fall because of the dearth. But I'm not in this for the honey. It's, you know, little honey's good, but I'm in it for the bees. So things are good. Thanks for watching.